boys and girls. Welcome to the SimSock 6000. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is noted expert on ancient Phoenician horticulture, Mike Maggotts.
Indeed. I can tell you anything you need to know. Although I cannot tell you anything about hitting in Super Mega Baseball, apparently.
You can lead a horticulture, but you can't make her think.
I'm dying inside a little bit.
You don't like my horticulture jokes?
I accidentally muted the video. I did
You're the worst.
Unmute it. We are in the qualifying for the Kyalami race of the ESR RWB Super Series. This is the Tier 3 race at Kyalami, the final one that is getting commentary. And currently Max Simmons is out in front because he is a sandbagging bastard.
Sandbag ho.
It's a little bit harsh, actually. He's really just a sandbagger. The bastard part wasn't required.
You are out of line, sir, and I appreciate that.
In second place is the Bentley on your screen of Voodoo Child. Kim Johansson's in third, followed by, I believe, a newcomer to the field, Van Oost. That's a new one, I think. Our boy Javi Perez Torres in fifth place. Kate Warburton sixth. Dave Nelson. Morpheus 1975. Daniel Madringa. Simsock Beal. Marcus Subtotal. Kier O'Neill. RWB Robert. Alan Big Al. Vladimir Kordiev, I believe we discovered, was actually his name. And then I don't recognize Mr. Thick. So
You're a mean one.
we will get
Mr. Thick.
we will go with Nicholas until proven otherwise.
Nick Thick.
Exactly. Rhymes. It's probably the most common end name for a male in most cultures. So there's a solid chance that I'm correct. Or it could be Ned or Nelson or Norbert.
Neoplasm. It's probably not accurate.
Doubt it, but it's possible. I cannot beyond a shadow of a doubt say that you're wrong. But that is the grid. A couple people still out there trying to post lap times. I think it's really just Voodoo Child that might be able to get another lap in now. So outside of perhaps pole position, there we are. We are set. Simmons, Voodoo, Johansson, Van Oosten. We have an Audi finally. Yes. Continuing on down, Perez Torres, Warburton, Nelson, 1975, Madringa, Beal, Subtotal, O'Neill, Robert, Big Al, Korniev, Thick. That is your 8 rows for this race at Kyalami. Kyalami is a track that is constantly trying to murder you while also misleading you. So I'm looking forward to probably some accidents that are going to make you very happy, and
Looking forward to it.
And we'll probably get a fair number of them. A lot of yellow at the front there.
You calling them yellow?
Yeah.
Fair enough. My mule doesn't like you laughing. It's the funny idea you're laughing at him.
Just finished up episode of Super Mega Baseball on my Twitch channel. So if anyone wants to check that out, give me a holler.
twitch.tv.com.uk.co/Meodred.
It is actually just twitch.tv/Meodred.
Wow, I'm trying to be dramatic and you just cut me down.
Just chopping you down at the legs.
What a jerk.
Kind of like all those batters that I swung at the first pitch.
Correct.
It's a big drainage tunnel there in the middle, off the track there. That's a bit interesting.
Well, that's where they gotta funnel all the bodies and all the bodily fluids. It's normal F1 procedure.
Well, it's also in South Africa.
Oh, well, it's probably got a darker hidden secret past
It's
that.
probably going to get a little morbid at this rate. This is probably the most notable track on the entire continent, to be honest. Africa, of course, not really known for its role in motorsport outside of the Dakar Rally.
Which obviously they couldn't name it the Truck Rally.
I mean,
cars only.
That would be a bit problematic.
I am nothing if not problematic.
You are nothing if not entertaining. This is problematic is a matter of opinion.
These are true statements of the baby echidna.
So we got a 1 hour race here with one mandatory pit stop for tires, and if you're smart, you'll probably take fuel on the pit stop as well.
An hour, man! I was going to cook a 13-course meal.
In an hour?
Well, I mean, that hour would have helped. I need that hour to prepare the first 3 hors d'oeuvre courses.
Ooh. What would the hors d'oeuvres be?
Tater tots with various spices on them.
I mean, I'm fine with this. This is sounding good. Sounding good so far.
They're deconstructed potato bites.
Oh, here we go. Field is rolling off here as we hop on with Dave Nelson. Looking for a nice tight grid here as they head to the line.
And they're all in the wall. Race over.
Javi Perez Torres up ahead of him in the other Lexus. Number of Lexus in the field. And we are off here. Lights are green, and we are headed towards the first corner here. It looks like Simmons and Voodoo are still more or less side by side. Simmons has got the inside line, but Voodoo is a little bit ahead. Simsock Beal nudging one of the McLarens there, as if to say, go faster.
Just a little tap, tappy tap.
So Simmons has gotten out to the lead here ahead of Voodoo, Johansson, and Van Oosteen. Perez, Torres, Warburton. So the top 6 are still in grid positions. As we head to round 2, one of the most dangerous corners you're going to see on this track. And one of the McLarens breaking loose. Marcus Subtotal, RWB Robert collected as well.
Hey, it's Martin. What's going on?
So we have a little bit of our carnage going on so far. So Marcus Subtotal Simsock Beal having all kinds of problems. Korniev in the wall. I think that's Korniev anyways. Could also be Warburton. We have 2 of the Jensen Rocket liveries, I do believe. So in the meantime, at the front, Simmons leads from Voodoo. No, I saw Warburton off the track, so we do not have edited positions here. Do need the timing line to fully be eclipsed here. There we go. Simmons, Voodoo, Johansson, Van Oosteen, Perez Torres, Nelson, Morpheus, Madringa, O'Neill, Big Al, Thick, Warburton, Robert, Subtotal, Korniev, and Beal is your field currently.
But what if they were all from Poland?
There'd be a lot of ski.
There would be a lot of ski.
A lot of ski. So it'd be Simmons ski, Voodoo ski, Johansson ski, Van Oosteen.
What if half the family was from Poland and the other half was from Montenegro? And you had a lot of hyphenated names.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Would be terrible. Enzo Van Oosteen making a move there on Kim Johansson. That's for 3rd place. So the Audi on the charge. Simmons is quite a ways up the road already. Oh, Johansson off the track.
My goodness.
Kim Johansson in the wall. Bad day for the McLarens, it looks like. They have had some serious problems. And he's going to drop a long way back there. I see Nelson and Morpheus overtaking him. Probably Madringa as well. Nope. He is rejoined ahead of Madringa. So 7th place for Kim Johansson currently. Simsock Beal and Vladimir Korniev in the pit lane. Not good for them because the pit window has not opened, so this is not going to count as their mandatory pit stop.
It is their suggested pit stop.
It's not even that. That corner there is also especially dangerous. And of course, this curb here, if you touch it, it will kill you.
That sounds like a dare.
I mean, you can go ahead. Kim Johansson still ahead of Madringa and sniffing at the back of Morpheus. Looks like the car is not too bad, actually. Took a pretty hard hit there, so I'm a little bit surprised. Kate Warburton is in the pit lane. So it looks like her McLaren did not survive unscathed. Oh boy, big slide. Big slide. Slide worthy of Squirrely Dan.
That's what I appreciate, Scotty.
Johansson hangs on for the time being, though, ahead of Madringa and Keir O'Neill, who's rocking his Ozarks custom livery.
What about the O-face?
As long as it's not the O-face. Whoa! Contact between the Ferraris. Madringa and O'Neill are both off. And Madringa rejoins without losing any real ground, although their Big Al is going to scoot by there. So Big Al picking up 2 spots and moving into 8th place just off of that. Warburton and Cornea still in the pit, so those are some substantial repairs going on for the Jensen rocket cars. Bad day to be Jensen Button's team at this point.
Unless, of course, you were rocking the new Sim socks.
I mean, that always helps. The Sim socks.
No matter how you finish, at least you'll be comfortable. Sim socks.
Madringa shoves Big Al a little bit wide there, and that's going to get him back into 8th place. Interesting camera view, riding on the back window. That is Dave Nelson putting a lap on, I believe that's Kate Warburton. So that's Jensen rocket car that is out of the pit lane. Korniev is still in the pits, so that would suggest that is the case.
Can we agree that Warburton's car, no matter what it is, or what model or make or year, will always be addressed as the War Wagon?
I'm fine with it.
Excellent.
I'm entirely fine with this suggestion. RWB Robert in 11th place right now. Is he in 11th? Shows him in 12th and 11th. That'll be interesting to see how that sorts out. Looks like it is indeed 11th as Thick has fallen back. So problems maybe for... Again, we're going with Nicholas Thick until we are proven otherwise.
Thick Nick. If your name's not Nick, I'm going to be real disappointed. I'm going to be real honest with you right now.
Are you saying you might not be down with the thickness if his name is not Nick?
Correct.
RWB Roberts still hanging on against Marcus Subtotal, 2 veterans of the series.
I mean, if his name's not Nicholas, then we can't call him Big Nick Thick. Or Big Dick Nick Thick.
Always got to go with the Nick Foles references.
Hell yeah, Large Richard Nick Foles.
Max Simmons out in front by over 2 seconds now over Voodoo. And there's a pretty good gap forming at the front of the pack, really. There's a good fight going on between Morpheus and Johansson for 6th place, and then this one here for 11th place between RWB Robert and Marcus Subtotal. But everyone else is getting reasonably spread out right now. So we'll probably see a lot of these 2
whiskey and
battles.
strawberries.
On my end, it is brought to you by Innocent Gun.
Excellent. Innocent Gun is the shit. I had a sudden urge for strawberries, and I had whiskey, and I figured, fuck ice cubes, because frozen water is for chumps. And it is delightful.
You're not a fan of ice?
No, ordinarily I'm not a fan of ice, but I figured, hey, you got these frozen things, and they're flavorful. And let me tell you what, don't do it with your good whiskey, but do it with some whiskey. Put some frozen fruit in there. Do something cool. Blueberries and whiskey, I think, might be very good.
I think that probably would be a good idea. You did ruin my ISIS joke, though. Stolen from Letterkenny.
Yeah, no, I'd heard that one like 17 times already.
What can I say, man? I enjoyed Dirks, just not really much else.
Oh, he's a great character.
Not much else in the season.
I love the character was fantastic. It was just that he's an asshole. So what I need for the next season is a redemption story. And then we can have low-key Nathan Fillion in Letterkenny, and we can cheer for him.
He's American, though, so it's a bit of a problem.
I mean, that is true. What if he emigrates?
I mean, I would for Katie.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't. For either, I don't care who you are. You will move for Katie. Hashtag move for Katie.
Hashtag move for Katie. Hashtag do it for Katie.
Hashtag SimSock.
There we go. That's a proper hashtag for this particular event right here.
SimSock, sucking it to you. Success.
Marcus Subtotal is all over RWB Robert right now, but he has not found a way past. He's not found a great opportunity yet. And to be honest, I kind of think he maybe should just follow him for a little bit, just to put the pressure on Kira O'Neill as one of the Jensen Rockets goes wide, and the other one overtakes it. No idea which one is which. Simmons now up by 2.3 seconds. Enzo Van Oosten is also falling back at Voodoo. Javier Perez Torres in 4th place. Then it's Nelson. Johansson, who's gotten past Madringa. I am still rather surprised that Johansson didn't take significant damage as RWB. Robert is again under pressure from Marcus Subtotal. Subtotal's got to run. And, I mean, the longer they fight, the more it's letting Kira O'Neill, who I kind of feel is a slower car, be ahead of them. Morpheus is now putting pressure on Big Al, but I think he was ahead of Big Al, so that implies that Big Al has overtaken Morpheus.
If he goes down any further in the standings, he will be less fierce. No.
Can we get the camera on Mr. Thick here just real quick so that we can, confirm the Nick Thick or not confirm the Nick Thick? I mean, that's the thing. Oh!
Big Nick Thick.
Enzo Van Oosten off the track there, and that puts our boy Javi Perez Torres up on the podium.
Hell yeah. Get him.
Get him, Jav.
JPT up in this bitch.
JPT worked a great 3 innings of simulated baseball team.
Excellent.
Coming a workhorse out of that bullpen. Oh, we got a yellow flag triggered.
Than there were innings.
Looks like Marcus Subtotal went off because he is no longer pestering RWB Robert. And, well, that's a bit of a shame, although it does free up RWB Robert to try to catch up to Kira O'Neill. As we ride on the back of Javier Perez Torres.
Get him.
Up ahead, you can see the second place car of Voodoo, who is now 3.7 behind Max Simmons. So Max Simmons is cracking the whip. But of course, Kim Johansson going very, very slow. Wonder what's up with that. He's been overtaken by both the Jensen Rocket McLarens, but not by Madringa. So my guess is that we had some contact between Johansson and Madringa. And it has sorted itself out with Johansson still ahead. Yep, Madringa is dropping. Big Al and Morpheus have overtaken him. So this is, I think I can safely assume I've got the right interpretation of what has occurred there. Whoa, one of the Jensen Rocket cars going very off track. Terrible day for them. They're in 14th and 16th. Big Al with the Ferrari 488. Ferrari, I think, took the honors of most common car today, by the looks of it. No, it's a tie, I think. 4 McLarens, 4 Ferraris. And that is it.
I would say that the Ferraris are most common, yes.
Ooh, Kim Johansson. Kim Johansson going off the track up there as Morpheus sneaks past Big Al back into 7th place. Nice little move there by the Simsock Porsche. So Simmons still in the lead. Voodoo Child, Javier Perez Torres, Van Oosten, Nelson 5th, Johansson in 6th, despite some question. Oh, we've lost somebody. Looks like Korniev has decided to leave the server. So we're down to 1 Jensen Rocket car. That does simplify things for me a little bit.
Done scratched your Korniev.
No more identical liveries. Riding with Daniel Madringa, who has overtaken RWB Robert to move back into 10th place. A couple of cars do feel very out of position. Warburton's fairly down the order. You got Beal fairly down the order. You got Subtotal pretty far down in the order. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make comebacks. Although it's somewhat unlikely for Beal and Warburton, as they both had to pit outside of the window. So they are very out of sequence right now. And will still have to pit again. Dringa catching up to Keir O'Neill. Battle of 2 of the ESR boys. And Voodoo has taken about a second out of Simmons the last lap, so Simmons made a mistake. It continues, honestly, to be the Max Simmons thing. He's been known to make unforced errors as Madringa does get by Keir O'Neill. That's 9th place for Madringa, who is surging back through the grid, doing a very good job today if you ignore the theoretical contact with Kim Johansson.
How vigorous do you think that physical contact was?
Very vigorous. As you enjoy the dulcet tones of the Ferrari engine on the onboard with Daniel Madringa.
I enjoy a good Madringa now and again.
54 won that last time around. Simsock Beal running in the 47s right now. That is not good for him. I do feel like I'm missing his livery though, which is weird. Simsock Beal, get your livery into the pack, my friend. It's a Simsock Lexus in a Simsock sponsored series. Make it happen.
Simsocking it to you.
Chance to get more sponsorship shoutouts for the Simsock crew.
Were they actual shoutouts or simulated shoutouts?
Actual shoutouts.
Oh my goodness.
Back with Javier Perez Torres, who still leads Van Oosten by about 1.3. Max Simmons has responded to that loss of a second, pulling out another 0.3. He's back up to a 4-second lead. Now, it'll be interesting if Max can just kind of cool down today. Like, it feels like he... Oh, there's a yellow flag. Oh, Simmons is off the track! Max Simmons has thrown it away again.
I think
Voodoo
probably
Child.
somebody in the stands waved a bag of candy at him. And he went, ooh.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy and it's not in a panel van this time?
Voodoo Child takes the lead from Javier Perez Torres and Enzo Van Oosten. Nelson's also through. Simmons rejoins in 5th place. Max Simmons, he did it at Silverstone with the 2 big wipeouts that let both Voodoo Child and Kate Warburton through. Voodoo Child profiting yet again off of Max's inability to just settle down. You're in the lead. Chill. You've sandbagged yourself into a great position and just take advantage of it. For the love of God. See if he can make a comeback here. It's not over. He's still in the top 5. We still got 40+ minutes to go. Still got a pit stop. Plenty of things can happen for him. But he just needs to eliminate the shooting himself in the foot repetitively.
Eliminated.
And in the meantime, Voodoo has inherited the lead once again and continues to dominate this championship. There's Dave Nelson in the Tech 1 Lexus. He's not the one with the big cat on it, though, which is a little disappointing. There's Kim Johansson with the lapped car of Kate Warburton. Rear view there, as well as Morpheus and Big Al. And there's Madringa, who is catching up to Big Al really quickly. He doesn't have his lights on. Big Al does. I wouldn't say that the darkness really warrants the lights. And it seems like a number of cars do not have them on, so that's probably not a problem. Johansson's still doing good lap times, 44.6. So whatever damage he's taken from what appears to be 2 pretty heavy contacts does not seem to have yet negatively... It is Neil Thick!
Oh no!
It's been ruined! It's been ruined!
I feel a sharp sense of betrayal, and and I will be filing a court case immediately.
For him to legally change his name?
Yeah, well, for us to legally change his name for him.
Yes, that too.
We will not tolerate such shenanigans.
You will not tolerate the waste of the thickness.
Indeed. How can you forsake becoming Big Dick Nick Thick?
I do need to find a racer whose last name is Foles. That's the goal at this point.
Thou hast squandered the large Richard energy.
So pit window is open. Let's see who goes in first. I would imagine Johansson, maybe? We know he's carrying a little bit of damage. It would probably be advisable to get that fixed as soon as possible. Javier with a pretty good lap there, 44.1. His best is a 43.8, and he's in second place. With Van Oosten still on his tail. Van Oosten's getting very close, so Javi's under pressure right now. Javi is catching Voodoo, which could just be Voodoo putting the pace on, doing honestly what Max Simmons probably should have done, and, you know, go with a comfortable, safe lap time.
Boring. Giver.
Hey, when you're in the lead, you want it to be boring, my friend.
Catch up to the person in last place, put him on the wall, put everybody else on the wall, and then you stay in first place forever.
Keir O'Neill's got RWB Robert on his tail still, so he's holding up. He's managing to retain that top 10 place against probably 2 faster drivers, or at least more experienced drivers. What do you think about his Ozarks livery there, sir?
You mean the Razorbacks?
Yes, sir.
I enjoy it. Razorbacks OP. If I wasn't for Nebraska, I'd cheer for the Razorbacks. Well, I'm not from Nebraska, but my family's from Nebraska.
Yeah, you have family from Nebraska. Yes, it's the same thing. I got a family in Ohio, so I got to cheer for Ohio stuff.
Yeah, but you also have to cheer for like war crimes and stuff.
I mean, I didn't say it was an easy job. Simsock Beal unlapping himself from Neil Thick, who is now the prodigal son that we have no appreciation for.
It's true.
Need to challenge you to a game of Lords of Waterdeep on Twitch at some point. That'll be a next.
I will never be defeated because I will have sudden and unavoidable network problems at some point.
Right when I get my Griffin Cavalry combo.
Yeah.
Big Al still running in 8th place ahead of Daniel Madringa. Madringa, though, is the danger man right now. He is got all kinds of pace, it seems.
I think I'm gonna have me a Madringa whiskey right now.
Keir O'Neill trying to hang on into turn 1. Well, actually, yeah, I think this is turn 1 against RWB Robert. Robert goes wide and can't keep the momentum up. Marcus Subtotal's in on this as well now, so good 3-way scrap for 10th place. Camber guy, would you mind staying with this for a little bit?
Nope.
Maybe pop in on the Madringa Big Al fight as well, but that's really kind of what's going on right now. Well, I guess Van Oosten's got pressure on Javi, but we don't. We just want to see Javi like maintain that position and do his thing. They are catching up to Voodoo quite quickly, so I was saying that Voodoo was doing the right thing. I think he's maybe taking it a little too far, as Big Al has lost that spot to Daniel Madringa off camera. So Madringa up into 8th place. We'll see if he can hunt down Morpheus and Kim Johansson.
Not to be confused with Scarlett Johansson.
No, that would be advisable. I mean, if Kim Johansson looks anything like Scarlett Johansson, you just become the favorite, the favorite sim racer, frankly.
I mean, pretty accurate.
Madringa is kind of vanished. Big Al's heading into the pit lane, so Big Al is your first pit stopper in the pit window. Not really sure about this move. It feels a little bit early for him, but he may be nursing some damage or something.
He's gonna gear up, gas up, get out there, and get it done.
Max Simmons is now within 2 seconds of Dave Nelson, so he's in striking distance of 4th place. We'll see if he can make things happen. Should be the man on the move. He was dominating this early. And bad camera work there. RWB Roberts still behind Keir O'Neill, but still ahead of Marcus Subtotal. This is the battle for 9th place. 10th effectively. Big Al was ahead of them before his pit stop. And these guys will have to pit. And I imagine with them battling each other, See, Marcus Subtotal feels like the guy who maybe should go for the undercut right now. He seems caught up behind 2 cars that he's probably a little bit faster than. And if he can just get himself some clear air, it probably would do him a world of good. Max Simmons also might want to consider an early pit stop, but he's Max Simmons, so he won't.
I don't think he's ever pitted a day in his life.
He is pitted at the end of every pit window, pretty much possible. As Marcus Subtotal goes side by side with RWB Robert. It's letting Keir O'Neill get away, but it is going to result, I think, in the Aston Martin moving ahead. Javier under immense pressure from Enzo Van Oosten here. Battle for 2nd place.
It's fine, Javier.
Go Javi, go Javi.
Javier, come up. Check this motherfucker. Watch this.
Need to come up with a Javier Perez fan club like we did with the franchise.
Oh yeah. I'll workshop that one.
RWB Robert into the pit lane, so he's in to serve his pit stop.
I believe that's pronounced.
There is the race leader up ahead, Keir O'Neill, also in the pit lane. Again, a bit of an odd choice from some people to make it. Actually, RWB Roberts not in the pits. It's Keir O'Neill that hit the pit lane. Okay, so RWB Roberts still out there. That feels like track position forfeited by Keir O'Neill. A little bit questioning of that move. Morpheus 1975 must have headed off the track there for a bit because he's dropped back to 10th place.
I believe the RWB stands for Rudolph Walter Bartholomew Robert.
Stands for their club name, but I mean, I'll go with it.
Shh! Shut up! Ruining my joke. The worst.
Well, yeah, that is part of my function. Let's be real.
Coach Dave, cool.
Coach Dave Perel.
Is that what that is? I don't know who that is, and I don't know why it's up there.
He's a real-life race car driver and sim racer, and he runs the Coach Dave Academy.
Coach Dave!
Which for a, I want to say it's a monthly fee. You can get Coach Dave setups, Coach Dave guides.
It's a hell of a living. Well done,
Enzo,
sir.
Enzo Van Oosten and Daniel Madringa in the pit lane. So Javier is no longer being pressured and has got the gap down to 1.6 seconds to race leader Voodoo Child.
Enzo von Ferrarenstein.
That'd be a hell of a name. Enzo von Schumacher de Ferrari. Max Simmons is stuck up behind Dave Nelson. And again, this is the guy who might have considered going for the undercut. He's going to get the job done against Nelson. But, again, I'm underwhelmed by some of the strategic thinking that's going on right now, I guess is what it comes down to. Which, I mean, these are Tier 3 drivers. They're not necessarily the most experienced guys in the field. And that certainly could be part of the problem here. As Nelson's coming back at Max Simmons, and this is just slowing down the yellow Ferrari. Simmons getting down the inside again, and I don't know any turn names around here, so don't expect don't expect anything with this. I have nicknames for many of them. Big Lies, Oh God, the Curb. I believe me and Martin dubbed it BFC, Big Fucking Curb.
And of course, Pigfucker 5000.
And then the first 4 turns are collectively the slalom of death.
You're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Neil Thick in the pit lane to serve his mandatory pit stop.
Still disappointed.
I'm very disappointed. I'm not gonna be stopped being disappointed, frankly. That's what that's gonna be. So let's see here. Simmons is driving away from Nelson and the lapped car of Keir O'Neill. Dave Nelson, proud member of the ESR Academy. I want to say he won the first race of the revitalized ESR Academy at Monza this week.
You would say that.
That would have taken place after this race. This race was on Sunday, and this race was on Saturday, and that one was on Sunday. So carried the momentum from what appears to be so far a very good run here. Ride on board with him as he tries to continue to stay with Max Simmons, but I don't think it's really going to work. Voodoo Child has turned on a little bit of the reserve and has pulled out about a 3-second lead over Javier Perez Torres. Still a pit stop for the top 8 as well as Warburton and Beal. Let's go. Javier in the pits. So Javier going for the undercut. Although we're actually over halfway through the race, so it's not even really the undercut at this point. This could just, be his planned time to hit the pit lane, frankly. Let's see where he comes out. If he comes out ahead of Enzo Van Oosten, things have worked out for him. So Javi's going to be looking to come out in 8th place. That's the goal right now. Any higher is pretty unlikely.
What if he comes out in 0th place?
Oh, never mind. It'll be 7th place, I think, because Morpheus is in the pit lane. All right, Javier is exiting the pits now. The pit is served. Where is Van Oosten in relation to him? I'd like to get a camera on that, but admittedly, we're getting a nice little thing here for 2nd place. Looks like Javier has gotten out ahead of Enzo Van Oosten. And that is the battle for probably 2nd place, favoring Javier right now. Max Simmons needs to be turning out some great laps right now, and he is pulling away from Nelson, but not by a lot. So I'm not sure if he's bringing himself into play for that 2nd place battle yet. Is Morpheus 1975 rejoining. That is the leader, Voodoo Child going through, so that's a blue flag scenario. Morpheus rejoining behind Daniel Madringa, it appears. But ahead of Big Al.
Continental Big Al's.
There is Big Al, right behind him, actually. It's Morpheus right in front of him. So that'll be the battle for 10th place on track. A little bit higher than that, I think, effectively. Very surprised that Kim Johansson has run as long as he has. He had the 2 heavy contacts, and I guess maybe the car just isn't all that damaged. RWB Robert in the pit lane. And things are getting really bad for Neil Thick. He's fallen all the way to the back of the pack. Although he does have a pit stop in hand over Kate Warburton and Simsock Beale.
I mean, but we had a whole backstory ready for him, and then he just, like,
And he
was
ruined it.
Neil.
It was Neil. He wasn't Big Richard Energy.
Just that Grande Ricardo spirit no longer present.
Speaking of Kate Warburton, following around Dave Nelson at the moment. That is a blue flag scenario. Nelson must have gone off because Kim Johansson's picked up 3rd place. There is Johansson. Now on to the podium, but not effectively. I think the podium still looks like Voodoo Child, Perez Torres, and Van Oosten right now. As RWB Robert is rejoining, hopefully ahead of Morpheus would be the goal. Although, well, probably not actually. Morpheus, I think, has moved up in the world. It was Subtotal he was fighting. Voodoo Child in from the lead. Max Simmons takes over. Kim Johansson into the pit lane. We'll see if Nelson goes in. Morpheus gets through on Neil Thick. That is a blue flag scenario. Also in the pit lane, Dave Nelson. So most of the front runners have now pitted. And things are starting to sort themselves out. 4 minutes and about 4.5 minutes left in the pit window for Max Simmons, Kate Warburton, and Simsock Beale. So Simmons needs to be pedal to the metal right now and absolutely maximize this overcut. Those who are unfamiliar, the overcut is going long, the undercut is going short. Pretty simple, really.
But what if you undercut the overcut? Is that just like being cut?
Yeah, pretty much.
You just get cut for the whole race?
More or less. So Voodoo rejoins ahead of Javier Perez Torres and Enzo Van Oosten. They're quite close though, so the battle for the race win still definitely on. We'll see if Simmons can be a 4th horse in that race. Nelson and Subtotal have been in the pits for quite a while. Maybe some damage for both of them. Simsock Beale in the pit lane. Oh, Van Oosten!
Oh man, I really hoped he was gonna hold
Losing
that.
it.
That was gonna be awesome as fuck.
Gonna be awesome, but he could not hold it. Takes the pressure off Javier, though.
That was gonna be the ultimate. I'm just gonna hold my beer. I'm gonna take this corner. Whee!
Tokyo Drift style.
Hell yeah, that was gonna be fucking great. Damn it! Why did you have to make it not as great as it could be? Get out there and practice.
Practice your drifts if you want to get into the great affections of Byron Dirksen.
Correct. And also somehow make the race director get you on camera, I guess. Second challenge.
I mean, a power slide will generally draw the camera, if we're being honest. That might open up a podium position for Max Simmons if he can keep up a good pace here. So we'll see how the overcut works. It's him and Warburton going long. Warburton, I suspect, is going long because of the pit stop she did earlier, because of the presumably damage.
Correct.
And we have lost Simsock Beale. Looks like
What?
his internet connection has given out on us.
But how are we going to mention Simsock even more than we already have if Simsock Beale is not here?
Well, we still have Morpheus 1975 in the Simsock Porsche to trigger us to mention it more.
I suppose that is accurate. Simsock.com.
A little out of shape again. looks like Van Oosten is struggling a little bit with the Audi right now. Javier is quite close to Voodoo Child. I'd like to get a look at that battle at some point. As Max Simmons hits the pit lane. So the big question is, where is Max going to come out? Was the race leader, made a mistake, dropped down the order, stayed out long. Did he run some good laps, and is he going to be able to pick up a podium position? Warburton also in the pits, so everybody will get their pit stops done, and there will be no need for time penalties.
And yet I will hand out time penalties to everybody arbitrarily.
Would Neil
Especially
Thick
to Neil Thick. Oh, yes.
I was going to say, would Neil Thick be getting some time penalties?
Horrible, horrendous human being. I don't know him personally, but I've heard things.
Heard things. We had hopes, we had dreams, and they were ruined. Javier Perez Torres and Voodoo Child going through, so it is Voodoo Child up into the lead, Javier into second. Where is Simmons in relation to Van Oosten? Looks like he has hopped Van Oosten, probably due to Van Oosten's spin.
Probably invaded through Belgium.
And is up into third place. Keir O'Neill seems to be the big loser in this pit stops. Well, no, Dave Nelson. Didn't realize this. Dave Nelson's gone from fighting for a podium to 11th place. That's a rough one. That is a rough combo right there. There he is. Might still get into the top 10. He's all over the back of RWB Robert. But him and Keir O'Neill appear to have been the two losers in the pit stop exchanges. Actually, we do have a correction. Van Oosten is actually still ahead of Simmons. So Simmons is only in 4th place. Go Dave. Go Dave. Also getting a good look at the Subtotal versus Big Al battle. So, you know, I'm happy with the camera being here for a little bit.
Put him in the wall.
It's a lot of wall to work with here. That is for damn sure. Back from Big Al at Marcus Subtotal in the British Racing Green Aston Martin. Might have a run here into the next corner. This next corner here, which are called Big Lies, very difficult to get done. A lot of different lines you can take into it. Big chance to make moves, but nothing going this time around. And Nelson and Robert make it through as well.
How many lines would you say you took going through there?
3.
That is a good answer.
So good battles going on here for 8th place and 10th place. The battle for the lead, not a ton happening. It's been phasing back and forth by a couple of tenths. Javier currently 2 seconds back. Enzo Van Oosten still hanging on to that final podium against Max Simmons, but at last check, the gap was down to 1.7 seconds. So at some point, I do hope we check in on that, as it is down to 1.1 now, so 6 tenths falling that last time around. Who's your money on here? Dave Nelson or RWB Robert?
That would be Javier Perez Torres.
All the Javier money. We got all the backing of Javier Perez Torres. JPT.
JPT OPOP, please nerf. No, wait, don't nerf. No nerf.
Don't nerf. Don't nerf. You and your nerf bat. Stop saying it. They'll nerf him.
I know.
Whoa, Dave Nelson is really interested in making a move this time. RWB Robert, I think, is going to hang on, though. He's just way better into this turn here. Dave seems to lose a little bit of time. As we go back to Neil Thick. Don't know why. That's not even a Nick.
Real thing.
That's not even a Nick Thick like problem. Like he's not near anybody. I'm legitimately confused. Marcus Subtotal looking to get past Big Al. Brief yellow flag there. And I think he's got it. And the yellow flag, I think, was for somebody going on the grass. And indeed, that is Subtotal up into 8th place.
And as we all know, the yellow flag means you just peed yourself.
I mean, you're actually not all that wrong. The yellow flag is the oh shit flag.
So somebody pooped themselves?
Or peed themselves. Lost control of their bowels in general. Fear will do that. It looks like Morpheus moving very slowly. Might be easy pickings for Subtotal and Big Al. Two seconds is the gap between Voodoo Child, Javier Perez Torres at the front. Max Simmons is up into 3rd, so he's done and dusted Enzo Van Oosten. RWB Robert and Dave Nelson still squabbling over that 10th place in the background. Come on, Dave, make it happen.
Dave's not here, man.
My general appreciation for Dave as a, quality racer, developing in the ESR world, and the fact that I really don't like Porsches leads to me heavily cheering against RWB Robert here. Looks like there's a Dota game starting up with Titan. Oh, Morpheus off the track. Morpheus off the track. That's going to let Subtotal through. I'd imagine Big Al would have followed him, but it doesn't look like he has.
Or has he?
So, maybe. I'm pretty sure that's Subtotal ahead of him, so unless Subtotal took them both, or pardon me, unless Big Al took them both, seems unlikely. RWB Robert, side by side again with Dave Nelson, and Nelson this time's got it. The Lexus overpowering the Porsche.
Cha-cha-cha.
And that is a top 10 position for Nelson at the moment. Voodoo now 2.5 seconds up on Javier. Max Simmons is quite a ways back. Van Oosten's made another mistake, I think, as he lost a spot to Kim Johansson there for 4th place. And this race was looking very promising for Enzo. And, I mean, a top 5 is still nothing to squawk at. But it does feel like it could have been more.
It could have been a completely perfect race.
Could have. But the only man who can claim that right now is Voodoo Child. Ooh, child! Oh, bit of a lag spike, I think, there for for Dave. Oh! RWB Robert takes 10th back. I think Nelson's got some connection problems. Which is surprising. He doesn't have a particularly large bar there. But it does appear to have cost him 10th place once again. So all that work undone. Now he needs to make that comeback.
I vote that he puts 93.5 gallons of straight alcohol in the tank and just goes like hell.
Daniel Madringa, not sure. No offense, Daniel. Not really sure why you're being shown on camera right now. Again, not terribly close to Enzo Van Oosten ahead of him, and quite clear of Marcus Subtotal. Always game to give the AF Corsa Ferrari a little bit of love, but there's not really anything happening here, and that is much better. Kim Johansson being hunted down by Enzo Van Oosten. After Van Oosten's disappointing mistake, promoted Johansson back into 4th.
14th place.
Max Simmons is closing on the top 2 cars, but it's not at a rate that leads me to believe he will be actually getting the job done.
Whoa. I mean, probably accurate, but whoa.
What can I say? I don't sugarcoat the fact that he was well out in front, threw it away, and is now in 3rd place. I guess that's what it comes down to.
You're most probably not wrong.
This has got to definitely qualify as a disappointing round for Max Simmons.
Well, I mean, the candy was enticing. The panel van looked luxurious. And what can you say?
Shout out to RWB Charger.
Hell yeah.
Right on board with Kate Warburton. Haven't seen much of her today. Currently in 13th place. Kind of just having a lonely race, to be honest. Get a look at the helmet design that she's sporting.
Very nice.
There's not really anything else to work with here.
What about the gloves, sir? The gloves tie the whole outfit together, do they not?
The gloves in this game are remarkably uncustomizable. There's a bunch of presets, about 12 of them, I think, that you get to pick from. You don't even get to color them, though, so it's...
Oh, that's pretty gay. Pretty not good. I was going to say gangster. I'm like, that's the antithesis of what I'm trying to convey here.
The helmet and the suit are quite customizable, but the gloves, not so much.
Well, somebody needs to get off their butts and pay attention to what the people want.
So there is the race leader, Voodoo Child, leading by 2.1 seconds over Javier Perez Torres, who you can see in the background there. Bentley from Lexus. On a day when the top 10 is dominated by rear or mid-rear and mid-engine cars, because there's only 3 front-engine cars in the entire top 10, interesting to see that the Bentley and the Lexus, both front-engine cars, are actually up front running 1-2.
1-2 and you don't stop.
Come on, Javi P! We here at the ESR commentary team do not hide our favoritism.
No, as a matter of fact, we will take bribes to encourage future favoritism.
Indeed, our favoritism can be purchased. Through nice compliments, views on my Twitch stream. If we're being entirely honest. And also just not giving the admins a hard time. That's a good way.
Oh no,
That's
give the admins a hard time. Come on, good for me.
Well, okay, that works for favoritism for you, but not for me.
That's true. That's fair.
Somebody took a little bit of a spill there, and it's Morpheus. RWB Robert is going to have a shot at him, I think, to become the top Porsche top men.
Indeed.
If he can cut him down here with about 6.5 minutes to go in the race, Voodoo is pulled out to almost 3 seconds. Max Simmons is closing that gap very rapidly. I still don't think that 10.8 is doable in the remaining 6 minutes. On the negative side of things, it looks like Enzo Van Oosten's charge against Kim Johansson's come to an end. He's 9.9 seconds out of it right now, which to me suggests that he's either made a mistake or had a failed attempt on the Swede.
Well, what you need to do is get right underneath that thing with your front bumper and you just lift him right up into the stands. It's totally acceptable and fine.
Good battles going on here. Morpheus trying to catch up to Big Al, and Dave Nelson trying to make up for that bad pit stop all over the back of RWB Robert. There is Max Simmons. Last lap around was a 43.3 as he is trying to get back into this thing. Again, feels like much like Silverstone, the win was Simmons's to have. And he didn't... Oh, Morpheus and the Simsock Porsche goes around. That's a position for both RWB Robert and Dave Nelson. RWB Robert now the top Porsche in the race. We hop back to Kate Warburton. Not overly sure why. That's Enzo Van Oosten ahead of her, who is not racing her.
Hey, Enzo.
All right. Dave Nelson. It's now 9th place that you can grab there from RWB Robert. You've been on his tail for a lot of this second half of the race. Can you make it stick?
Nope. It's not sticky enough.
Lexus v Porsche. Very close again. That's the second time I think he's had a really good run through there, but unfortunately that turns into the outside into this turn here, and it allows RWB Robert to retain position.
I would recommend against shenanigans like that. What you want to do is just win.
Well, that is what Voodoo Child has done.
Well done. That's the ideal shenanigans.
Voodoo Child out front. You can still see Javier in the background there, but it does seem like Voodoo Child's got enough pace to retain the lead here. He's just kind of nursing that about 2.5 second lead there. Still Johan. Oh, yellow flag there. So somebody had a moment. Looks like maybe it was Dave Nelson, because Morpheus is back ahead of Dave Nelson. Might also be ahead of RWB Robert, who seems to have vanished. So RWB Robert and Dave Nelson may be coming to blows. We didn't get to see it on screen.
Well, that's because you didn't pay your monthly subscription fee.
Sir, I don't pay monthly subscription fees.
I have people for that.
That's a lie. I do pay it. I do pay the Netflix one, so that I can watch The Witcher and eventually Gotham, as well as an assortment of interesting movies.
Throw your groin at The Witcher.
Throw your groin at The Witcher. Oh, Valley of Plenty.
No, it's Oh Bitch Is So Thirsty.
Oh, that works too. That's better. That's better. I don't take payment until the job is done. A apology from my guild to yours. What happens if you can't kill it? I die. One of the best lines in modern television right there. Doesn't really come across without the Henry Cavill facials on it, but this is a brilliantly delivered line.
Just imagine him saying, fuck, like a lot.
Alright, we're down to probably about 1 lap to go here. Probably 2, actually. Voodoo Child still leading away from Javier Perez-Torres, Max Simmons, Kim Johansson, Enzo Van Oosten, Daniel Madringa, Marcus Subtotal, Big Al. Big Al under a little bit of pressure there from... the name is eluding me. Morpheus. There we go. Dave Nelson, RWB Robert, Keir O'Neill, and the person we're on board with right now, Kate Warburton. Who has gotten around Enzo Van Oosten, so I wonder if Van Oosten just let her through instead of trying to hold up a car that he's not racing.
Kate Warhammer Warburton.
That's probably a little bit too much war.
War!
What was Kurt Warburton's nickname in the UFC? That probably is
no
what we need to
idea.
work with. I'm going to quickly Google that.
It was probably something like thewardude.war.com.
It was The War. Kurt the Warburton.
Oh, well, that's just dumb.
I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great.
It could have been the World War.
Ooh, better. Better.
The World Warburton.
Yes, that's a good one. Not everybody can have a really, really good nickname.
That's not true at all.
It's
They just
stunning
need to
how
pay
many
me money to find out
stunning.
what it is.
It's stunning how many bad ones there are in the MMA world. There's some really good ones. Rick Genghis Khan always strikes me as a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Voodoo is your winner. Javier across the line in second place. We'll see if Max Simmons can bring it in. Dave Nelson getting past Big Al there at the end. Big Al might have had a problem because he lost out to Morpheus as well. So problems maybe for the Ferrari. Third place is apparently not Max Simmons. Looks like he may have DC'd. That's going to suck if he got no results off of this.
They're going to give second and third place to Javier Perez-Torres.
Enzo Van Oosten in fourth place there, running behind Warburton as they cross the line to complete their race. We'll have to see if Max got the third place or not. But provisionally, the podium is Voodoo Child, Javier Perez-Torres, and Kim Johansson.
Javier Perez-Torres, first, second, and third, based on bribery and shenanigans.
Who's your driver of the day, Byron?
That would be your boy Madringa for being consistent.
He did quite well, actually. I got it. I probably do actually have to go with the winner today, Voodoo Child.
Wow, racist.
That's it. Well, it's cheap, more of it's just a cheap cop-out. Big Al's got serious problems. He's lost spots to RWB Robert and to Keir O'Neill. He's either got damage or he has run out of fuel.
You fuel
and has gone into a low map to try to just make it to the end. RWB Robert coming across the line in 9th place. Looks like Dave Nelson might have run out of gas. Keir O'Neill gets himself a top 10. Big Al, Warburton, and Neil Thick finish off the field. Not sure where Max Simmons finished, obviously. It looked like he was going to take third place. Did the internet give out? Will he get the result? I don't know. Kind of waiting for the slightly final result page, ideally, to come up. We're waiting for Big Al to limp his way across the line, though. Which I don't think he'll be able to do, because I think he's out of gas. Oh, we have the recording stopped. Alrighty. Never mind.
Thanks for everything. Peace out, and have more whiskey.
Let's see if the results have been posted or not. We'll figure out this mystery of Max Simmons. Simonson. We haven't done that in a while.
Maximum Simonizer.
Right, let's see here. Tier 3, Kyalami. Do we have results?
Gorlami.
We do have results. Excellent. Checking it out. So the answer is Max Simmons did finish the race, so he does get third place. So it's Voodoo Child, Javier Perez Torres, Max Simmons, Kim Johansson, Enzo Van Oosten, pardon me, Daniel Madringa, Marcus Subtotal, Morpheus 1975, Dave Nelson, Robert DeVries, Keir O'Neill, Big Al, Kate Warburton, and Neil Thick with Simsock Beal and Vladimir Korniev out of the race. No standings update as of yet. Probably still some kind of stewarding measures to bring into play. But that is kind of 3 races in a row where I've been kind of very disappointed in Max Simmons. Not pace. The pace is great. But my disappointment is in he's not turning race-winning pace into wins. And hopefully he can turn that around at Monza in the second to last round of the Super Series, because we got Monza and Barcelona left, and that is it.
Barcelona.
All right, so Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
Everybody go make lasagna homemade right now.
Sounds good.